Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Nagbabalik po, Jojo Barredo. At manonood po tayo ng JBLM, Airshow, and Warrior Expo dito po sa Mc Chord, Washington. So guys, come check this out.
It's about to be a battle. Hold on to your seats.
Enemy air raid, Pearl Harbor, this is not a drill. Yes, we've taken you back to 7:55 a.m., December 7th, 1941. Imagine you were there that fateful morning. It started out as a peaceful Sunday morning over 80 years ago in Pearl Harbor at Mc Chord on the Long Island of Oahu. Our entire naval base has awakened, with most of the fleet peacefully anchored within a confines of the experience the roar of the engines and the sounds of the bombs as the Imperial Japanese Navy sent their first wave of 189 fighters and bombers from Japan's First Air Fleet, led by Japanese Captain Kushida. The unprovoked surprise attack was so complete that the coded success signal Tora, Tora, Tora was sent back to the carrier task force before the first bomb fell. A single remote radar station had spotted the incoming raiders, but mistook them for a flight of B-17s due in from the mainland. The B-17s arrived, and like America herself, found themselves in a war that had not yet been declared. The attack was from the Japanese aircraft carriers Akagi, Akaga, Hiru, Soru, and the two new carriers Shokuku and Sukuku. The plan was simple: destroy the Pacific. The raid lasts for a little over 2 gruesome hours. Yes, you have a front row seat. Overwhelming. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the island, Kenneth Taylor and George Welsh were just returning from an all-night dinner dance and poker party. These brave pilots, still in their formal dress clothes, raced to a couple of P-40 Warhawks, got them fueled and armed, and took off. They quickly found themselves in the middle of a real battle. These two pilots caught up with the Japanese close to Pearl Harbor and Hickam Field and engaged the Zeros, Bells, and Kates with rounds from their However, they quickly ran out. Luckily, they were able to land at Wheeler Field, which is near the center of the island. They refueled and reloaded with 30 and golf guns aimed by the Japanese. These two pilots were credited with downing a total of 6 Japanese warplanes. Both pilots received a Distinguished Service Cross for their actions that influenced the situation. A total of 502 U.S. airplanes were on the ground at the beginning of the attack. Sadly, 188 were totally destroyed. 159 damaged, and 155 aircraft lay on the ground in various stages of disrepair. The first wave of 189 Japanese Zeros, Bells, and Kates hammered Hawaii for almost an hour. Then came the second wave of an additional 171 aircraft to continue the streaming, bombing, and dropping of torpedoes for yet another. Took out 6 more battleships: the Oklahoma, the California, Nevada, West Virginia, and the Utah. These Kates were specially equipped with shallow-running torpedoes, specifically designed. Pearl Harbor would not allow for the normal deep-running torpedoes, which leaves no question that this was a thought-out plan and not a surprise attack. Then came the Bell dive bombers, armed with 1,700 pounds of armor-busting projectiles, originally made for 16-inch battleship guns, but were converted to aerial bombs. But unfortunately, the Arizona was not that lucky. A bomb stabbed the Arizona through her forward magazines and exploded, torching off more than 1 million pounds of gunpowder. Sailors on the Nevada watched in horror as the Arizona jumped 20 feet in the air and broke in two. 478 American servicemen in an ship sank in less than 3 minutes. And still today, she remains at the bottom of the harbor in a watery grave, crying black tears as a reminder to all of those who lost their lives that infamous day. At Marine Corps Air Station Iwa, Thomas was on guard duty when 9 Zeros attacked the base. He stepped out of his guard shack, drew his 45 caliber pistol, and began firing on the enemy airplanes. The Japanese pilot Yoshida saw Thompson firing back at them, and years later remembered Thompson's tenacity and fighting spirit, describing the lone Marine as the bravest American I've ever seen. All over the island, soldiers were bringing their weapons to bear and fight, anything they could get working, 45 caliber pistols or P-40s. Unfortunately, the Japanese Zeros appeared at the same time and started strafing runs. One P-40 pilot was killed as he stepped into the cockpit. 2 other P-40s were shot down just as they got off the ground. The flight of 12 B-17s coming from the mainland finally arrived and were immediately attacked by the Zeros. Unfortunately, in all the confusion, the B-17s were shot at by friend and foe.